Now we go to section 2. This will be the grade 5 section in our Social Studies Integrated Workbook. We are at Unit 8 and the title is Our Caribbean Neighbours, page 28. Countries that are situated near to each other are described as neighbours, in the same way that people living in a community are called neighbours. These neighbouring countries adjoin each other or share some territorial waters. For example, Jamaica and Cuba are neighbours because they are close to each other. Neighbourliness can be seen through cooperation, love, helpfulness, sharing, and caring about each other. There are other countries like Great Britain, United States of America, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, and Ghana that are also considered as neighbors, not because of location, but because of the cooperation and friendly relationship that exists among these countries, especially in times of disaster. For example, when a devastating earthquake hit Haiti in 2010, many countries cooperated with each other and provided assistance. Who are our Caribbean neighbors? In the Caribbean, our nearness to one another as well as our connection by the Caribbean Sea link us together as a region. The Caribbean extends from Florida in North America, near the Gulf of Mexico, to Guyana in South America, and includes part of the mainland countries of Central America and other groups of islands. The countries are located between latitude 4 degrees north and 27 degrees north and longitude 48 degrees west and 100 degrees west. Jamaica is located at 18 degrees north and 77 degrees west longitude. Most of the Caribbean falls within the tropics. Here we have a picture of the Caribbean. It says the map showing location of Caribbean countries, and we have some of them that are what? Mainland territories, and we have others that are not. Okay, they're islands. We move to page 29. How are Caribbean countries grouped? Caribbean countries can be grouped by their location, nationalities, population, size, and political status, whether they are independent or dependent. They can also be grouped according to the language spoken by the people. The Caribbean region consists of the following groups. 1. The mainland countries of Central America and Northern South America, which extend from Mexico to French Guiana. The countries of Central America include Belize, Honduras, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Panama. The countries of South America include Venezuela, Colombia, Guyana, and Suriname. 2. The Greater Antilles. So another part of the Caribbean region is the Greater Antilles. This comprises of 4 large islands, namely Cuba, Hispaniola, which is made up of the countries Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. Thirdly, we have the Lesser Antilles. These are smaller islands which are divided into the Windward and Leeward Islands. The Windward Islands are located in the southern section of the Lesser Antilles. The main islands are St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Martinique, and St. Lucia. The Leeward Islands are located in the northern section of the Lesser Antilles. The main islands are Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Antigua, US and British Virgin Islands. Number 4. The Turks and Caicos Islands. Number 5. The Netherland Antilles. This includes 2 groups of islands. The Leeward Group, which comprises the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and these islands are off the coast of Venezuela. And the Windward Group of islands, which consists of St. Martin, Eustatius, and Saba. We also have the Bahamas. The Bahamas is located to the north of the Caribbean region. It is a group or chain of islands of over 700 islands, small islands which form an archipelago. Many of the islands in the Bahamas are uninhabited, meaning nobody lives on them. Number 7, the Cayman Islands. It should be noted that the Cayman Islands are made up of 3 islands: Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. The Commonwealth Caribbean countries consist of 17 countries. These are English-speaking countries of the Caribbean that are former colonies of Great Britain. Of the 17 countries, 12 are independent territories. Something to note: although Belize and Guyana are located on the American mainland, they are also considered part of the Commonwealth Caribbean because they share a common history as well as the language English that they speak. Now we turn to page 30. Page 30. Directions of some Caribbean regions from Jamaica. 193 kilometers west of Haiti, 966 kilometers east of Belize, 145 kilometers south of Cuba, 290 kilometers southeast of the Cayman Islands, 1,473 kilometers west of Montserrat, 1,666 kilometers northwest of St. Vincent, 1,656 kilometers northwest of St. Lucia, 1,408 kilometers west of St. Kitts and Nevis, 1,770 kilometers northwest of Trinidad, 2,025 kilometers northwest of Guyana, 1,499 kilometers northwest of Barbados, 1,642 kilometers northwest of Dominica, and 1,674 kilometers northwest of Grenada. We move on to our table. The table below gives information on some of our Caribbean neighbors. So it is divided into columns and rows. In the columns, we have countries, capitals, dependent, and official language. Then in the rows, we have examples of the countries. So let's start with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, capital, San Juan, and it's a self-governing commonwealth linked to the United States, and its official language is Spanish. We have Guadeloupe, with the capital being Bastille, which is an overseas department of France. Official language is French. We have Martinique, capital being Fort-de-France. It is an overseas department of France. Official language is French. We have Anguilla, capital the Valley. It is a British overseas territory and official language is English. Turks and Caicos, Cockburn Town in Grand Turk is the capital, while it is a British overseas territory and its official language is English. We have the British Virgin Islands, capital being Road Town. It's also a British overseas territory and speaks English. We go to St. Martin, capital Marigot. It's a part of France and they speak French. We have St. Martin, which has a capital of Philipsburg, part of the Netherlands Antilles, and they speak Dutch. We have Aruba, capital being Oranjestad. It's a self-governing state linked to the Netherlands. They speak Dutch. We have the Cayman Islands, capital being Georgetown. It is a British overseas territory, and they speak English. We have the Netherlands Antilles, capital being Willemstad, self-governing state linked to the Netherlands. They speak Dutch. Finally, we have Montserrat. Plymouth is the former capital. It has been abandoned because of volcanic eruptions there. It's a British overseas territory and they speak English. Okay, so we move now to page 31 where we have a unit review. Unit reviews are very important to test your knowledge to see how much you have gotten from the unit. So it says, for example, at number 1, what is an island? Number 2, in which direction are the following countries from Jamaica? And it says, use your atlas. So in what direction is Honduras, Panama, Dominica, Mexico, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the US Virgin Islands? Number 3, the 4 largest islands in the Caribbean are called the... Number 4, on the lines provided, write the language spoken by each island and the country on which they are dependent. Okay. So the countries are Martinique, Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico, Netherlands Antilles, Montserrat, and St. Martin. Let's take the Cayman Islands B as the example from number 4. We know that they speak English and they are dependent on the British. Alright, so that's how you complete that section. Number 5, write the names of Caribbean countries that are A, part of the South American mainland, B, have a coastline with both the Atlantic and the Caribbean Sea, C, have a coastline on the Caribbean Sea. Number 6, which is the largest English-speaking island of the Commonwealth Caribbean? So you would have to understand what Commonwealth means. Then we go to 7. Define the term archipelago. Number 8 has A and B. A says, how many islands make up the Bahamas? And B, how many of these islands are inhabited? And we continue now on page 32. Number 9. It says, on the blank map provided, write the names of the countries that make up the A, Greater Antilles, B, Lesser Antilles, and C, the mainland countries. Number 10. Define the concept neighbor. That would be 10A, 10B. Write 3 sentences indicating ways in which countries can display neighborliness towards each other. Number 11. Use the map of the Caribbean to give the name of the most easterly Caribbean island, and B, the most southerly Caribbean country. Number 12. In what ways are the islands of the Greater Antilles different from the islands of the Lesser Antilles? Number 13, we have find out the names of all the countries that speak Dutch, B, that speak French, and C, that speak Spanish. Now on your own, on page 33, we have on your own research and complete the following table by filling in the blank spaces where applicable. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. In the first column from the left, we have countries, then we have capitals, then we have year of independence, and we have official language. So take this for example, we have Haiti as a country, the capital being Port-au-Prince, the year of independence being 1801, and the official language there would be French. Let's skip down and take Jamaica as another example. Jamaica, capital Kingston, year of independence would be 1962, and we would have English as the official language. So if you notice, the flags are also there, so you need to memorize these flags and pay attention to the capitals, the year of independence, and the official language. So that's it for unit 8. I'm looking at Our Caribbean Neighbours. So this would be the review of your grade 5 work. Very important that we are aware of the Caribbean neighbors and the concept of neighbor and the specific details that go along with this unit. There is no problem in going over this several times to get it. The important thing is that when it comes time for exam, you have all this information locked in.